Hello everyone, it is me, the X Whatever, and today is the day where I finally release it. What if Deku was in Fallout 4 Part 2 as Izuku Midoriya is in the Raider power armor? He notices that it's a bit more worn down than expected. And Snow the Death Claw doesn't know this too, because she's just been on the run for like years, for her entire life. And this is probably the first time that anyone's actually ever welcomed her. As Zuko Midoriya introduces himself to her, she says, "Just call me Snow." As Zuko Midoriya proceeds to call her that for calling her that for a while. As they both begin like talking about how long has Zuko begins asking questions about how long has it been, or what has happened to her these days, as she says, are you new around here or something? Because those were raiders, and they are pretty much looking for anything to sell or eat. Zuko's like, wait. They were going to eat you? She nods her head yes. Like Izuku is like, that's disgusting. And she says, well, it's not really disgusting. It's just that they eat anything they see. Izuku's like, okay then. Izuku has his 10 mil pistol. He begins walking up the hill with Snow. As they both begin walking, he sees something. He sees a red truck stop place. Izuku's like, I used to go here when I was a kid with my mom. Not as a kid, like I remember when we were unpacking, I first saw this when I woke up. As Izuku Midoriya begins looking around, he finds a dog. And he's like, hello boy. What's your name? He barks, and Izuku's like, let's just see, what should I name you? As Izuku's like, dog meat. And the dog barks, the dog jumps in excitement. As Suzuki's like, dog meat then, as she's like, Snow says, well, I can leave if you want. As Suzuki's like, no, it's fine. I don't really mind if I have two people accompany me. And yes, I know this is not a thing, but the dog meat will count as Zuko will be able to have two companions, okay? Okay, if you see anything wrong with that, tell me in the comment section. As Izuku Midoriya begins looking around the place, because his fusion reactor for his power armor was a bit on the low. He's like, I only have about like 5 minutes before this fusion core runs out. Because Izuku's is sitting like inside the red truck stop. As Dogmeat's like, park. As Izuku looks at him, he's like, what is it, boy? As Snow was also curious. As Dogmeat begins like walking, as Dogmeat begins indicating to follow him, as Izuku does so, but he leaves the raid power armor. But obviously, he took out the fusion core like a genius because he made sure to hit it inside the red truck stop. As Izuku begins following Dogmeat to a tunnel underneath the red truck stop, Izuku follows Dogmeat into the tunnel, and this is the first time Izuku will be encountering so-called mole rats, and one pops out in front of him. He's like, "Oh, what the hell is that?" As Snow slashes it so fast that Izuku Midoriya could not even see. Her speed was incredible, and he's like, "Are you okay, Izuku?" As Izuku's like, yeah, I am. What is that thing?" As she's like, "Oh, it's called a mole rat. Basically, it's a mutation." As Izuku's like, "Really?" "Yeah. You're really new around here, aren't you?" As Izuku's like, "Yeah, I am." Okay, guys, if you think this is like, okay, pause right there for a minute. Okay, guys, tell me in the comment section. Am I doing better now? Because some guy told me to slow down with my videos, and you think that if it's doing like amazing, great work for me slowing down, next video, I'll find him and I'll put him in, I'll shout out to him and saying, thank you very much for giving me that confidence to slow down and just make up my mind slowly. Anyway, let's go back into it. As 6 more pop out of the ground, as both Azuku and Dogmeat and Snow begin going back to each other, as Azuku begins like trying to like not smile, as all of them begin like Snow begins going for the 2, as Dogmeat goes for 2 as well, but that leaves Azuku with 2 with the pistol. As Zuko begins shooting one in the leg, blowing it off. It was still able to bite him, but Zuko punched it in the face, almost ripping the head clean off. As the second one jumps at Izuku, as it knocks over Izuku's pistol, as Izuku grabbed his stun security baton and shove it into the mole rat's eye, killing it. As Izuku's huffing and puffing, as when he turns around, he sees Snow and Dogmeat completely kill the 2 quickly. As Izuku's you gotta be kidding me, I have to get used to this, as he's crying on the inside. As Snow says, hey, I found a fusion core. And she's and Izuku's a fusion core? As Izuku's really happy and overjoyed, because it's a full fusion core. How can he tell? He can tell that there's there's a little mechanical power thing right there, right now, the red thing, it's a line that's only 100. If it was at 75, it would be pointing at that. So let's do this. As she also brings out a note just saying, welcome to Match Fusion Tech. Make sure we get this, and blah blah blah. Zuko does not want to read that. As Dogmeat barks over to nearby another cave entrance, Zuko finds a safe, and thankfully for him, he knows a bit of picklocking. As he was picklocking, he got done by picklocking, and he finds a double barrel shotgun, but he only has about 8 shots with it. As Zuko's yes, I finally have another gun. As she's really? Sorry guys, I'm just doing something right now, so if you think I'm ending it right here, I am not. But I just want to do something really, really quickly. Really, really fast. I just want to go to my albums, look. Currently, this is Snow. This is what Snow looks like. If you guys don't like it, then I understand. But if you do, then good. And they both begin going out of the cave. And Zuko being so happy that he got a new gun. As both of them look, as Deku says, okay, now let's put in this fusion core, and it should automatically switch between my fusion cores. And in part 3, guys, Izuku Midoriya will get a Sentinel Power Armor, which is aka a companion and also not. However, he will be finding the T-45 though, on the roof still. And plus, this would also be a good way to get him the mark, or to get the T-45 mark, the Mod F or Mark F, at least. Let's do this. As he was going into the history museum, I can't remember the goddamn name, so I'll look it up later when I play Fallout 4 again. As he begins going around, But he hides behind a corner first, and he hears a bunch of gunshots, and like they're pressing Gary's on the top of the building, like saying, "You damn raiders!" As Raider's like, "Give us all your stuff, or we won't kill you." As President's like I believe that all all settlers know that some raiders are always liars. As Raider's like, "You're not wrong about that." As Preston Garvey was already reloading his laser musket and shoots the raider in the head, turning him to dust, and Azuka's like, "Laser pistols? How advanced does this world get already?" As Snow's like, well, should we help them, or Izuku, should we help them? As Dogmeat was also like wondering. As Izuku's like, well, as Izuku thoughts in his mind, I always did want to play the hero. As Izuku Midoriya and as Snow begins as Izuku Midoriya tells Dogmeat and Snow a plan. He'll take the ones out from like the rear, or they take the ones. Snow will take out the ones in the front, and Dogmeat will be with Snow. As they both as Snow and Izuku say, "That's okay." Izuku says, "Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, now!" As they both go into their positions. As soon as they hear a gunshot, that's the signal. As one of the raiders are walking up to a car where Izuku Midoriya is hiding in. Ezra's like, gotta get me some good jet. Before he was about to turn around, Izuku Midoriya put a shotgun up to his goddamn face and shot it in front of him. And it felt terrible, but after Izuku Midoriya had done that, he just decided to do it again. It was really hurting his feelings that he was killing someone for the very first time. And that's when he learned a lesson. More never changes. Da da da. You guys really think you like that? Tell me in the comment section. Let's get to this. As Izuku Midoriya begins blasting the 2 other raiders' heads off, and Snow already took care of the other raiders by slashing their heads off as well. As Dogmeat was also biting on one of the raiders, one raider's leg, to making sure that he was actually dead. As Preston Garvey's like, "Hey kid, grab that gun on the ground and come help us up in here." And Zuko's like, "Okay." As Zuko grabs the laser musket and grabs the fusion cells, he's like, "Fusion cells? I don't know what it takes to make these, but I'll take them nevertheless." As Zuko Midoriya begins packing them inside, begins putting them in his backpack, putting them in his inventory. As Snow and Dogmeat begin going to the History Museum, as they are ambushed by a bunch of raiders, as Izuku and Snow begin and Dogmeat begin tearing them apart, making their way all the way up to the stairs. But as they were about to go up, Izuku turned around and he sees a fusion core thing. As Izuku's like, "Damn it, if I only learned a bit of hacking." As Snow was walking down to him "Is this door in your way?" As Izuku's like, "Yeah, I need someone to." As Snow's as Snow literally breaks the door open, just she literally freaking flicks and just breaks off "Is there anything else you need?" As Izuku's like, "No." As Suzuki's like, "Note to self, don't piss her off. Cause that fucking door is reinforced fucking steel." And she just fucking flipped it like it's fucking nothing. Oh. And if you're wondering, right now, currently, I'm gonna say Izuku did leave his Power Raider power armor behind. Reason why is because it was a bit broken down, and he did take the fusion core out. And plus, now Izuku had 2 fusion cores, but the fusion core that he got from it was at 50%. And the fusion core that he had from the Raider power armor was about 20%. And Izuku's like, "Well, I'll work with what I got with." as they both begin going upstairs. As Preston Garvey begins pointing the weapon at Snow, as Izuku's like, "Hold on, she's with me." As Preston's like, sorry, I just haven't seen, I just don't know any, I just don't know any female, like, Death Claws." And he's like, "Death Claws?" As Preston's like, never mind that, but I need your help. As she's like, "Oh, what do you need help with?" As I can't remember the guy, but the guy is like on the computer, is like, "Well, there's a Mark T-45 power armor on the rooftop. Pretty good stash, and there's also a minigun." As he was like, flashback of Arnold with the minigun, Terminator. He's like, "Ow, come on, die." As he was like, "I'll do it." As Preston's like, "Okay, I need you to wait. What?" As he was like, "I'll do it." As Preston's like, "Okay, there should be a door on to the right side, and the door to the left. There, you should be able to enter it." And you see the power armor. It's like, ooh. But first, he notices a bobblehead, and he takes it, and he checks his Pip-Boy, and it says, Your intelligence has increased to," I can't remember what fucking the fucking bobblehead is, but I'll just say it's like, for now, fucking strength. I don't fucking know strength. As he also finds a comic book that also comes with the game, he's like, "Hell yeah." As he's now at the top of the building, he begins putting in the fusion core that was at 20% power. As the power armor opens up, as Deku begins going into it, and he begins like making a fist with his hands, and he's like, "Oh yeah." As Snow's like, um, "That armor's pretty old, so probably when we get back to Red Truck Stop, we should probably do some repairs." And Suzuki's like, "Yeah, I think I'll do that when we get back." And Suzuki's like, "Okay, so." As he begins walking up to the Riddy bird that has the minigun attached to it, he's like, "Give me this shit." He just literally rips it off and just like, oof. And he just hears raiders at the bottom of the ground. He's like, "Come out, you damn settlers. We just want to kill you. If you come out quickly, we'll be quick." As they both like, as all the raiders hear like a sound like, clunk, 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 and then a huge like noise burst like landed on the ground. As they both look towards it, they just see a guy wearing T-45 power armor running towards them with a freaking minigun, and they're like, "Run away! Retreat!" As they are getting annihilated by Izuku Midoriya. He's like shooting his minigun at them non-stop. He's not even giving one of them a chance to get away. As Izuku Midoriya begins chasing all of them off, or killing all of them off, and some fleeing, Izuku doesn't notice that he's standing on like, he doesn't know that there's a Deathclaw underneath him. As Deathclaw grabs Izuku Midoriya from underground and begins popping the fucking huge plate that's on the ground and tossing him into a building. As Snow's like, "Oh no, it's a Deathclaw. It's not a male, it's not like her, it's like, it's not, this Deathclaw's not like Snow, no. Snow's species is pretty rare, but I'll get to it." As Deku gets out of the building, he begins shooting at it. As Preston Garvey also begins shooting at it. The thing is now getting angrier and angrier, but as Izuku Midoriya sees its health bar, it's getting really low. As the Deathclaw begins charging at Izuku, Snow gets in, as Snow as Snow grabs Deathclaw's hand and freaking like tosses him into a wall. As Snow's like, "Are you okay, Izuku?" And Izuku's like, "Are you okay, Snow? You look like you've used all your strength." And she's like, "Yeah, I have. These guys are way more tougher than me." As Deku's like, grabs his smart like laser musket and begins charging it. As the thing begins pulling himself out of the wall, he begins charging at Izuku much more faster and angrier. as the thing grabs one on Izuku's power armor's arm and almost like slowly begins crushing it. Izuku's like is almost kind of like holding in a scream. He slowly pulls up the laser rifle to the thing's eyes, like, and he says, "You know, you're a tough opponent, but but you're not tough enough, buddy." As he shoots the thing in the eye, blowing, making the laser go through this Deathclaw's brain and killing it. As Zuku's holding his arm that was almost crushed in the act, and now that chassis is completely damaged. Unfortunately, well, the left arm's completely damaged, and chassis are extremely hard to even repair. You have to go through make certain ways to repair them. But luckily for Deku, it was pretty smart of him to leave that chassis at the red truck stop. As Zuki goes into a building where Preston is, and him carrying Snow, and they're all in the hallway, just Preston's guard is like, "Thank you for saving us. Listen, I know this is asking a lot, but we're currently going to this place called Sanctuary." As Deku's like, "Yeah, I'll help you there." As Mission's like, "Thank you so much." For the next 5 minutes, they were walking to Sanctuary, as Preston begins like asking Izuku like, why is someone so young like wandering around here? Izuku's like, it's a long story, Preston. I really don't want to get into it. As Preston's like, "I respect that." As Preston's like saying, "This is it. We're in the Sanctuary." Izuku's like, "Okay, let's get it to this." As all of them begin settling in for the next 2 months, their defenses are beginning to. As Izuku begins putting defenses in, the defenses are incredibly improved, and they are just average for now, but it's livable at least. And Mama Murphy's saying like, "So you are the one who guided us here." As Zuko's like, "No, I was just hired." And as Mama Murphy's Mom Mama Murphy's like, "No, I see great hope for you, young one. A future where you be a hero, or our savior." As Zuko's heart begins pounding like, "Hero? Savior? Thank you. I never had that way." "Don't worry, kid." As Preston's like, Gary's like, "Listen." As Preston Gary like goes up to him when he's talking about Murphy, he's like, "Hey, Zuko, thank you for helping us." As Zuko's like, "You're welcome, Preston. What else friends are for?" As Preston laughs like, "Friends? Every friend that I knew is friends are kind of hard to make around here, even if you don't know their background. But you seem trustworthy, Zuko. So I hope you become our general." As Zuko's like, "General?" I really want to stop right here, but I can't. I can't tempt myself, guys. I honestly don't. As Preston Garber's like, "Yeah, you see, we really need a general for the Minutemen, and we would like you to help us build back up the Minutemen." As Zuko's like, "Are you sure? I'm not qualified for the job. Are you sure I'm qualified for the job?" As Preston's like, "Yes, I see all the accurate traits of you becoming a general. So, General, there's a settlement nearby that needs our help. And no, yes, it'll be like Preston Garvey being annoying, but in my version, he's just going to give you like, sometimes Chris constantly, but Izuku will like handle that with ease." As Izuku's like, "Alright, we've got a distress signal going to somewhere. It's been repeating non-stop, says, if there's anyone here, here's the radio frequency." Hands him a piece of paper. Izuku turns to the radio and he hears a distress signal like, "If there's anyone reading this, come help us." Set to repeat. And this is where the Sentinel Power Armor mission comes in. But that's where I'm ending it off for today. If you guys truly did enjoy this, please smash the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. As always, I'll talk to you all in the next one. Goodbye.